Yes, welcome everyone to the Kingdom based community. So, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the school platform, but it's a new platform that is probably going to get pretty big in the next year or so. They got some big investors. But basically, the whole point of this is that we've got a space to ask questions, share tips, share lessons, share advice, and we can actually get ourselves better, but also somewhere where I can provide and others in the community can provide the education to people who want to play bass in church, that we can actually serve our community better without having to go through all the self-taught thing. So everyone that's in here early, big up to yourselves because we're building something big here. So I just want to go over how it kind of works. You've got the main community tab here where you're going to kind of see all of the different chats that are going on. I've kind of set up a couple initial subheadings here, so when we want to talk about gear specifically or video submissions, which we'll come on to a bit later, we can do that and filter it out. First off is the intro post here. I love you guys getting engaged down here. What I want is for you to actually click on this main post and drop it in the comments here, because there's already 10 of us now, but once we get to a stage where there's potentially hundreds of us, your intro post is going to disappear. No one's going to see it because there'll be so much other stuff in there. But if you comment on this post, this is always going to be pinned at the top, and eventually we're going to build this to a point where we've got hundreds, if even potentially thousands of people commenting in here, introducing themselves, where they're from. Just let us know where you're from. Maybe even a little bit about how long you've been playing or where you play, and that will be cool there. Big announcement as well. I'll be dropping more courses in here. It's something that at a later stage we're going to get more people to contribute to. But here I'm selling this course at the moment, but if you're in this community, you'll get it for free. Essentially, it's a compilation of a load of different videos I've done that should break down pretty much everything you need to understand the number system, basically all the kind of theory, the main theory you're going to need to play in church. So there's lots of stuff in there, even about like how chords work, why chords work, why you can't use the same scales over other stuff. And I've got a couple like exercises on, playing over the whole fretboard and handling outside common chords. Okay, so that's all good there. Now, some of you may have already seen, we've got this little leaderboard to the right of the screen here. So this will continually go to. It's going to be a good way to gain engagement with the group, but then also rank yourselves up. At some point, these levels are going to have prizes, rewards attached to them. Okay, so let's say level 5 or 6, you might get a particular... I don't know quite yet exactly what we're going to do here, but there's going to be things like whether it's potential lessons or even physical prizes, like maybe even gift cards for music gear. And my plan is to run monthly, well, I won't say monthly yet, but the plan is to run regular competitions where essentially it's going to encourage us playing, and through the playing over a particular piece, you're going to learn different things. We're going to learn different things, and we're going to push each other in this community to play better. Now, I will also be doing prizes based on the leaderboard too. How you get points is by engaging. How you get points is creating posts and comments that are helpful to other people. So essentially, when someone likes your post, so I'll like that one there for you, Darren, you'll see that you get a point there, or likes your comment, you're gonna move up the leaderboard. Now, what that does is that helps everyone actually put useful content for everyone, content that people are going to get engaged in, to help this grow, help this build, keep it active. When this really scales, my goal is that we build this big enough to a point where I can actually run this group full time and keep the education free. So anyone who's coming up in church or wants to play in church can learn bass within the church world for free because it's a limitation that I didn't get that option to learn, have someone teach me, whether it's a price reason or there was no one to teach me or no one had the necessary education to do that. That's what this is about, because I'm now teaching on a degree course and I can just bring all of that theory information and the stuff that we miss and don't go through in church to here for free if we build this big enough. So you're probably then thinking, how does this get monetized? Who's getting ripped off here? Blah, 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 right? So how we win is by one, no one's going to be charged to join this group. This is going to be a free group. Now, where we then scale this to a point where actually this can become a full-time resource for myself, that I can actually provide all this education, it will be having business sponsors. So once the group, also like church sponsors too, like people in the church, people in the community, they can donate to support the platform and the education, because ultimately, if I can be funded to do this, this will keep happening and we'll get more. And my plan is to be able to get to a point where we can actually do competitions, but like all out giveaways. So giving out, some of you will have seen I've given away a bass before out of my own pocket. I want to do more of that, but we need the funding to do that. Even to the point of maybe, say, kitting out some churches with like a bass rig, for example. That's the sort of stuff we want to grow to do. And I would love to get to a point where we can actually put on gospel bass shed events, like live in person. But in order to do that, we need to build the community that's big enough to support that and sustain that. And it's for us, by us, right? So you guys can message me. You see me on here. This is not a nameless, faceless organization or anything like that that's ripping you guys off for any of that. Everyone's going to get the education for free. Now, where we might scale, the only thing that's going to differ from that is that at some point I'm going to start putting, once we get enough people and interest, I'm going to start putting a couple like live Q&A sessions. Now, where there might be a paid element would be that at some point we're going to have a level where there will be a membership for live classes, essentially live group classes, and that will be with myself, or maybe at a future stage, once people start ranking up in the community and we get that, I can actually offer out slots to members of the community to get paid to host and teach lessons. Okay, but all of this, basically all of those things come if we build this big enough and it gets active. So the best thing you can do for me right now and for this community is be active in it and send, I don't know if you guys can send an invite. Tell me 3 people that need to be in this community. It's church-based. It's whether you're CCM, like contemporary Christian music, or from more of the gospel background. All of that applies in here. But that's all we're going to do in here. Okay? We're not doing doctrine debates. We're not doing grilling anyone else on schools of doctrine. That's not going to happen here. And if that happens in here, you'd be kicked out of the group. That's not what this is for. There's plenty of other places for that. So I'd love it if you guys can be respectful of that. Everyone be respectful of that. And then, yeah, let's grow this. I wasn't even going to open this last night, but already I think we've got 11 members. So it looks like the demand is there. Let's grow this. Let's grow this together. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys virtually, online, and hopefully in an in-person event sometime soon.